prepare for meditation. We breathe, we breathe, we breathe, being present to what is. Breathe, my body, breathe, my thoughts, breathe, my feelings, breathe, my relationships, breathe, my life, the world and the universe. We breathe, we're awake. We're awake, breathe, we're alive, breathe, we're conscious, breathe, we're here now. We breathe into the silence, we breathe into the music, we breathe into the breath itself. Oh, we breathe. We breathe, we breathe, we breathe, we breathe to what is. Reunite, breathe, my body, breathe, my thoughts, breathe, my feelings, breathe, my relationships, breathe, my life, the world and the universe. We breathe, we're awake. We're alive, breathe, we're alive, breathe, we're conscious, breathe, we're here now. We lean into the silence, we breathe into the music, breathe into the breath itself. Oh, we breathe.
It is often said that prayer is when we speak to God, and that meditation is when God speaks to us. In this moment, we simply dissolve the to and the from, and simply know the is. God is. Right here and right now, there is no external force or power that we need to speak to or that needs to speak to us. As our Declaration of Principles says, we believe in the direct revelation of spiritual truth, awareness, and revelations through our own intuitive and spiritual nature. We recognize that because God is all there is, our thoughts are God's thoughts. Our intuition is the universe communicating to itself, through itself, as itself. And so we focus on this truth. As our Declaration of Principles says, we believe in the direct revelation of spiritual truth, awareness, and revelations through our own intuitive and spiritual nature. We recognize that because God is all there is, our thoughts are God's thoughts. Our intuition is the universe, communicating to itself, through itself, as itself. And so we focus on this truth. this inhalation and this exhalation. God breathing itself as us. There is no separation. Only God, this breath, right here, right now. This divine example of yin, yang, inhale, exhale, rise, fall, give, receive, in, out. God breathing itself, this breath, God. This inhale, God. This exhale, God. This entire process of circulation, respiration, God. Which means even this meditation, God. And so we breathe, and we know. this inhalation and this exhalation. God breathing itself as us. There is no separation. Only God, this breath, right here, right now. This divine example of yin, yang, inhale, exhale, rise, fall, give, receive, in, out. God breathing itself, this breath, God. This inhale, God. This exhale, God. This entire process of circulation, respiration, God. Which means even this meditation, God. And so we breathe, and we know.
We believe, we believe, this is what we believe. We believe that God is the Almighty living Spirit, absolute oneness, it is indestructible, and as an absolute it is self-existent causation. This one power manifests itself in, through, and as all creation. But it cannot be diminished, lessened, or absorbed by its creation. The manifest universe can be called the body of God. This is the logical and necessary expression of the infinite self-knowingness of God. We believe, we believe, we believe. This is what we believe. Oh, we believe, believe, we believe. Oh, this is what we believe. Ooh, we believe. Oh, we believe that God is the Almighty living Spirit, absolute oneness, it is indestructible, and as an absolute it is self-existent causation. This one power manifests itself in, through, and as all creation. But it cannot be diminished, lessened, or absorbed by its creation. The manifest universe can be called the body of God. This is the logical and necessary expression of the infinite self-knowingness of God. We believe, we believe. This is what we believe. We believe. This is what we believe. We believe.
give. Our consciousness, our being, open at the bottom, open at the top. We're not simply one with God, but we are it itself. It will never stop. SIA, our spiritual center, family and home. It's where we come to practice and remember there is only one life, one mind, one infinite, eternal, self-existent. 'Cause we pause, embodying all that we are. We shine like a glorious star. Our consciousness, our being, open at the bottom, open at the top. We're not simply one with God, but we are it itself. It will never stop. SIA, our spiritual center, family and home. It's where we come to practice and remember there is only one. Spirituality is our way of life. We value laughter, truth and justice. We express artistry as our living practice. So come and join us at SIA. Know you found a community that will love you every day.
Namaste, greetings and blessings, and welcome to the Center for Spiritually Integrated Arts. This is our Sunday message, and I am Reverend Dr. Raymont Anderson, the founder and spiritual director of this center. And I invite you to watch not only this Sunday message, but any of our archived messages. I invite you to join any classes or events that we have going on. I invite you to reach out and email if you have any questions. Questions about this community, questions about me, questions about what we do, or questions about this science of mind and spirit, liberation theology that we practice and teach. And if by chance you find yourself seeking beloved community with other like-minded beings, even if you already belong, are a member of another community, church, or center, you are more than free to have multiple affiliations wherever you are fed and find community. You are invited. And lastly, feel free to click like, subscribe, and share this or any other message or announcements with others in your circle. And with that, much appreciation, love, and blessings. Enjoy the message.
SIA is the place to be. So buckle up, we're making history. And if you are willing, repeat after me. I am love. I am love. I am joy. I am divine. I am divine. Feels good, right? Now today's message begins.
Welcome to April. April showers bring May flowers. So if we're ready to dive into a new month where we will be practicing what it means to become. And the interesting thing is, to a certain degree, it's a paradox because we already are that which is. So we're becoming more aware of the truth of our being, which gives us the ability to embody it, to embody the truth even more. It's almost like years ago when I studied art, or before that, when I expressed an interest in art. The talent, the latent talent is already there. But in the process of becoming a more skilled, a more aware artist, there needs to be practice. So, this week we are talking about living with presence and deep awareness. How much do we realize at any given moment that the greatest spiritual power we have access to is right here, right now, in this moment? What changes could we make in our lives if we chose to be present, even and especially in our what we call darker moments, the dark nights of the soul, when we often slip into the realm of wishing something other than what is? So this week we will explore the gift and the power of being present. Present to ourselves, present to one another, and present to life itself. How many of you have one or all of these books? Because I have all three of them and more. Because I too, initially at one point, was caught up in the law of attraction. Bam, 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 bam. But the thing about this law of attraction, or should I say one of the major problems with the law of attraction, as it is commonly presented, is that it is more about want and wish, wanting and wishing, versus what it is to be and bring about as a result of our being. Wanting and wishing. For example, for my birthday, I wanted to be in Japan. I wish things could be different so that I could have spent my birthday in Japan. Okay, that's all cool and well for linguistic convenience, But if you really wanted to be there, did you take the steps to bring it about? In order to bring it about, what do I have to be? I have to be committed. I'm going to Japan for my birthday. Sidebar note, as I say this, I am still celebrating my birthday. Though my birthday was in March, it is a year-long celebration. Japan is still on the menu, just so you know, as is Disney, just so you know. Let's resume. In order to bring it about, we must be something. No more simply wanting and wishing. Because oftentimes, this process of wanting and wishing, we simply go from one genie bottle to another genie bottle, from one book to another book, from one workshop or seminar to another, from one Abraham Hicks to another, from one. So what exactly are we looking for then? I mean, it's almost like you get a car, you start it up, you drive it off the lot, and it's like, this is cool. I want to try another car, and 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 another car. What are you looking for? I'm looking for the magic. Like at some point, no. See, all of these give you the opportunity to do what it is you want to do, technically. But you have to apply it in a different way. Wanting and wishing doesn't create. Being, doing, and bringing about creates. So are we ready to stop wishing for the magic genie to change our lives and start being the magic that changes our lives? Because oftentimes people within the law of attraction, because I specifically remember many times hearing people use the analogy of the universe being like a great grand vending machine. God is a vending machine that you put in the energy of your thoughts. And through the power of the vortex, you then, what do you want? I want money. I want a house. I want a car. Whatever it is that you want, you select it from the great grand God vending machine, and it will give you. So according to this, our currency simply is our thinking. All I need to do is change my thinking and I will get what I want. How much thinking, right here, right now, how much thinking, only thinking, is going to get me to Japan? How much thinking, and only thinking, is going to find me romance? Find me deep and meaningful friendships with deep and meaningful conversations? Just thinking. Picking up my phone and thinking about calling one of my grandkids. Well, I mean, I thought about it. Yeah, you thought about it, but so clearly we need to change more than just our thinking. Breathe. No one can think themselves into being. To truly create art, one must be an artist. To truly dance, one must be a dancer. Many people cook, but not all are being a chef. Many people sing, but not all are being a singer. If we desire true success, meaning health, love, happiness, joy, wonder, and gratitude, we must be all of those things, which happens when we are being what we are as God. So many people moving and going all about their business and moving and moving and moving. But they don't realize that if you, the math ain't mathin', because changing your thinking without changing your being is futile in the long run. There might be some immediate things that's like, oh, I feel like I changed. I'm thinking more positive, and ooh, yes, yeah, for now. But if it doesn't become a long-term habituated way of being, then in the long run, it's not going to be what it is that we think it's going to be. So I can sit here and think about bringing what we do here to national television, streaming, being on Netflix, presenting SIA, or, you know, on Paramount or some streaming platform, Disney or whatever, something that's contributing to a world that works for all. I'm thinking about it. And, you know, I start prepping for it. I'm getting myself ready for being on television, and cool. But in the long run, if that being doesn't become my normal default setting, then it's a temporary and short-lived blip in the grand scheme of things. So we have to be committed. We have to be committed to being what we truly are. Very similarly, actually, since we're going on the elevator, I got a question. I want us to pause for a moment. Answer these questions. Are you ready? What is your elevator speech about who you are? Who you be? Who you? Elevator speech. Okay, what about in this moment right now? What is your dominant feeling and emotion right now? Are you aware? Okay, what about what is your elevator speech regarding SIA? Okay, then in this moment right now, what thoughts are connected to the emotions and feelings from the other question? See, most of us aren't aware of the right here, right now, to be able to access many of these answers. What about what is your default setting regarding or being present? Do you tend to be frazzled, fizzled, fuzzled, wuzzled? Or do you tend to be present 98% of the time? Are you easily distracted? And being present is very difficult. What is your default setting? What is your elevator speech about consciousness? What is consciousness? What does it mean when we use that word? See, once again, most of us, the average person, isn't presently aware enough to truly respond. Because most of the time, our thinking, our minds, our mindset is other. But I want to go into this consciousness thing for a moment, just to, because it's going to play into as the day goes on. Looking in the New Thought Dictionary, consciousness is the perception of existence. Consciousness and God are identical. Consciousness means awareness, and God is infinite awareness, everywhere present in its entirety. So the more aware we are, the more we are being consciousness, expressing consciousness, tapping into the infinite awareness, God, consciousness, the more we are able to perceive existence, which is consciousness. Get where I'm going? So this is part of our practice. If we want to be more aware, then be more of what we are. Each of us is a divine expression of God, and God is infinite awareness, which means each of us is a divine incarnation or expression of infinite awareness already. But are we tapping into that infinite awareness as the truth of our being? Or are we closeted? Are we denying? Are we unaware? I don't even realize that I had a singing voice until, oh, well, now that you know, what are you going to do about it? Well, I'm not going to do anything because, I'm supposed to have a regular 9 to 5 job and I don't have time to follow a dream about. See, it's important to realize and understand that consciousness is your superpower. Okay, because it's a good question. Because being your divine self is your superpower. Being the Christ is your superpower. Being the Buddha is your superpower. Being what you are is your superpower. Do not ruin today with mourning tomorrow. How many of us are so focused on the bad of tomorrow that we ruin today? Yeah, I know he's got questions. He's always got questions. What's up? Can I regret something that has not happened yet? Can I regret something? Can you regret something that has not happened or not happened yet? Can you change something yesterday if it is today? Today is Sunday. Can you change something from Saturday or on Saturday, even though today's Sunday? Okay. All good, all good. Do I have to know how something began in order to make effective changes today? Okay. Well, what about how much of my mental and emotional energy is invested in past and future what ifs, worries, wishes, and anxiety? The more present I am in the present moment, the more I represent the presence of the divine, incarnating as me and those I interact with. the more present I am in the present moment, the more I represent the presence of the divine, incarnating as me and all of those that I interact with, whether it is a coffee cup, the neighbor's dog, a family member, or a shirt. Because the whole of spirit is present at the point of our attention, it follows that the entire creative power of the universe is being individualized through that attention. This fact is of such tremendous importance that it should be thoughtfully considered over and over and over again, because it is the key to demonstration. Pause. The whole of spirit isn't just at the point of our attention. Holmes is making a very specific point. However, the whole of spirit is present whether we're attending or not. However, what he is pointing at is this idea regarding where we are placing our attention. So follow me for a second. Because the whole of spirit is present at the point of our attention. Okay? Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. As we look at this idea or this concept, it is all consciousness. Keep that in mind. It is all consciousness. Everything in the circle, it's all consciousness. The sun is consciousness. The magnifying glass, consciousness. The rays, consciousness. The paper, consciousness. The fire, it's all consciousness. But what he is saying is the sun, the allness of spirit, when we use our minds, the magnifying glass, to focus the rays of consciousness, it becomes a laser focus and has a definitive effect. So how are we focusing our consciousness in this way to have a definitive effect? It's all God, yes, but how are we tapping in so that we are consciously using our superpower? We can use our mind consciously to focus our power just as we can our breath. We're always breathing, but there are times in meditation or when exercising, we change how we're breathing. We can consciously focus on breathing in a specific pattern, box breathing. 10 in, 10 hold, 10 out, 10 hold, or whatever the number is. We can consciously focus that. And there are certain practices that help us develop greater awareness and focus and application of our power. Practices such as martial arts, dance, visual arts, woodworking, cooking, and more, communication, and more. Now note, I did not mention meditation. And the reason it wasn't on the list is because our intention is to make all of our activities mindfully meditative, so that when washing dishes, it becomes meditation. When cutting the grass, it becomes meditation. Just like Daniel-san or Shao Dre, jacket on, jacket off, became Kung Fu. Wax on, wax off, became karate. One and the same. We think in the realm of the absolute in such degree as we withdraw our thought from thinking in terms of the relative. All ideas are formed in the present, since there is neither past nor future to reality. Thus, we must picture our desires as already created right here and right now. Soon as you have the thought, it's fully formed already, to whatever degree that is. You may not have all the specifics. Japan. I don't know exactly where in Japan I'm going to go and what I'm going to see, but I have it formed in mind right now. And I already have certain things in mind that connect to, when I look around, I can tell I'm in Japan, not Italy. It's already formed. So rather than trying to divest our attention, what is our invitation? To think not about God, but think as God. Think in the realm of the absolute. So rather than looking at a problem, war, the absolute, think from the realm of the absolute. The absolute sees through this to the consciousness that creates it. And because it sees through it, it already has peace as the manifestation. How do we withdraw our thought from this space in the relative? Well, there's past, there's future, there's worries, there's anxieties. No, yes, and absolute as the dominant. And how does the absolute apply to the relative? Not either or, both and. So yes, there is a past and future to our reality, lowercase r. But when we approach it from the absolute, we are able to be in both simultaneously. When you see what you're seeing on your screen, glass blower, an artist, when he is working with molten glass, there is no space where he is able to ruminate on the past or the future. He must, or they must, be present right here and right now. It's too dangerous to be otherwise. A master sword maker in Japan must be present in order to craft the katana the way a master crafts a katana. One who is skilled in the art of calligraphy, no matter the language, no matter the style, in order to create it the way they are creating it, they must be present. Their thoughts must be of the absolute. This is what I am creating. And the creation and the art, the tools, it all becomes one and the same. There is no separation between one or the other. They don't have time to be focused on or worried about the past or the future. It's right here and right now. Life is a dance. Mindfulness is witnessing that dance. How mindful are we at any given moment? How often do we meditate, or how often do we do something in a meditative manner in order to bring our attention and awareness absolute, relative? Do we even know how to discern one from the other to identify which one is the dominant at any given moment? Usually we don't realize it until something traumatic or very confused, until something drastic happens. Then we're like, oh, snap. Rather than, I can tell where I'm focusing as, because I do it so often. It's part of who I am being. You know, one of the interesting things when Tracy and I go to New York City, specifically Times Square, it's amazing to observe the humans. So many are mindlessly roaming around to such a degree that they walk out in the street just because somebody else walked out in the street. They're being sheep. In this moment, they become lost in the matrix. Oh, yeah, the matrix. You know, the matrix. You know what I'm talking about, the matrix. But yes, of course, we are going to do it as an acronym. The matrix is the habituated experience of missing all truth, resisting investigating with X-ray vision. Missing all truth. We are missing the truth of the moment. We are missing the reality. And we are resisting deeper investigation as though we have X-ray vision. Focusing and thinking from the absolute. In the absolute, it's X-ray vision. It sees through whatever this is that's going on to the truth, principle. When we are in the matrix of consciousness, we are avoiding the meaningful moments. We are avoiding making the moments meaningful. We let them slip away. Where did the time go? Felt like 3 days ago I was 5. Now I'm 50. Well, actually, I'm 60, but where did it go? Did you let it slip away? It is important that meditation is not seen as something that only happens when you are seated in a quiet place. Remember a couple of slides ago when I said meditation, this is why. Otherwise, spirituality and our daily lives become two separate things. That's the primary illusion, that there is something called my spiritual life and that there is something else called my daily life or my human life. When we wake up to reality, we find they are one and the same thing. It's all one seamless expression of spirit. So there is no separation between the sacred and the mundane. This ink pen, therefore, is just as sacred as mala beads. A nail file is just as sacred it's all sacred. If you're familiar with the story Dune, there is a section in Frank Herbert's Dune Messiah where Paul and Chani have this interaction. We have eternity, beloved. You may have eternity. I have only now. But this is eternity. Now, the interesting thing about this interaction is, and using this from the film, this image from the film, the conflict is that Paul is trapped in prescience, his future viewing, where time doesn't work the same, right? Time, he's everywhere throughout time altogether. Whereas Chani, being a Fremen, she lives in the moment. She doesn't dread the past or dread the future, or worry about the past, worry about the future. She experiences life and love right here and right now. But Paul is both here and now, there and then, where and how. He's all of it simultaneously. So this exchange demonstrates a kind of paradox of how these two individuals who have a very different relationship with time see or experience eternity in a very different way. Now, the point being, who's right? Either or, both and. Neither, neither. It's a matter of to what degree are we aware? Both of them know themselves well enough to be aware of their experience. Am I aware enough of my experience to know? How do I experience time? Do I know? Am I aware? To see a world in a grain of sand and heaven in a wild flower. Hold infinity in the palm of your hand and eternity in an hour. Once again, this is an opportunity to see beyond the surface of daily life and begin to notice that there are infinite and profound connections that we could experience within life, within the natural world. Recognizing that our experiences in the natural world are also our experiences of the spiritual world. There is no separation, which is why you can see the entire world in a grain of sand. This is why you can hold infinity in the palm of your hand. This is why, because we are able to identify that one thing is the everything expressing. But we have to be willing to be aware. And this awareness happens in the present. Do you want to be in a car that is going forward while the people are looking backwards? Or vice versa. They're looking forward, but the car is in reverse. Or do you want to be in a car where someone is driving and they are present? If I'm going forward, I'm looking forward. If I'm going in the reverse, I'm looking behind. This idea of being present is the same idea as parking. Sometimes we must pause, park, be still. So practice presence by pausing. Pause for a moment, check in every now and then, and ask yourself, what am I aware of right now? What am I being invited to be aware of right now? Without looking in front, looking behind, just pause. Put it in park. And practice presence. Because sometimes parking gives us access to our power. Present awareness, right knowing, inspires new growth. Present awareness, being present right here and right now, right knowing, that which is anchored in principle, inspires us in ways that invokes and evokes new growth, or evolution. Everyone here is absolute reality, pure awareness. This is your real nature. Right now, not sometime in the future, not when you get enlightened, not when you search for the answers, but right now, this minute. This is what you are. Why will you not accept it? When you think about yourself, do you think you're a puny human that has to struggle for existence and fight for survival? As long as you believe this, that's the way it's going to be for you. But as soon as you accept the truth about yourself, that you are a delight, divine, Sat, Chit, Ananda, you will be free. You simply have to accept this. There are no rituals you have to go through. There are no prayers you have to chant. You simply have to awaken to your true nature, pure awareness, nirvana, bliss, consciousness. This is what you are at this moment. Breathe. Acceptance. Just like those of us in the LGBTQ community, we reach a point of acceptance prayerfully. We reach a point of acceptance. That's what it means to come out, to acknowledge this is who and what I am, to accept it and lovingly offer our gifts and talents to the world and lovingly receive the gifts of others as blessings when they too accept us. So in the same way, I always say, when we talk about this stuff, it's spiritual, it is spiritual, and blah, 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 and God, and absolute, and blah, 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 blah. There should also be a corresponding here in the physical, the tangible. So this acceptance, referencing coming out, is it time to come out as the divine? Is it time for you to come out as pure awareness, consciousness? Feel that I am it, pure awareness. I have always been it. There never was a time when I was not it. The appearance of the body cannot fool me any longer. The world and all its manifestations cannot fool me any longer. The universe, with its planets and galaxies and solar systems, cannot fool me any longer. I can see through these things to the source. I can feel the source because I am the source. I have always been the source. There was never a time when I was not. As far as thoughts are concerned, they do not exist. They can no longer bother me or make my life miserable. As far as others are concerned, there are no others. There is only the source. I can no longer be deceived. There is no thing that has ever transpired in my life that can hurt me. I forgive everyone and everything, especially myself. I am the power and the presence and the glory. If I am that, So is everyone else. So is everything else. All is well. Breathe. When we are able to witness the witness, witnessing the witness as they witness the witnessing witness, when, as we just heard, the concept is we are able to realize that we are the observer observing observation itself. We are God observing itself as all that is. We are then able to disconnect from the illusion of, oh, this television show, I thought these people were really FBI agents. They're not. They're actors. Oh, wow. And it changes how we then respond. Dictators are actors. They are operating based upon a script that they believe they must follow. Sometimes the script of their own making, but nonetheless, it's a script. And as we just read and heard, those thoughts that create that discord, they're not real. The script is not reality. Reality is reality. The script is simply something we believe, we trust, we follow for whatever reason, but we can detach from it and operate from reality, the absolute, and truth. Expectancy always speeds progress. Anticipation of better yet to come helps to dissolve the load of unbelief, which we now carry with us. We must learn to increase our consciousness, which is technically, we must learn to increase our capacity and awareness of. Nothing is too good to be true. God's perfection is already an ever-present reality. But as far as we are concerned, it waits to be perceived. And only as much good as we can mentally accept, it is only that amount of good that we will receive. If I go to the ocean with a cup this big, that's the only amount of water I'm going to get from the ocean. If I go with a bucket this big, that's what I'm going to get. If I go with that's what I'm going to get. To what degree are we mentally accepting the infinite goodness? What do you expect? Do you expect the good or do you expect the not good? Someone who skateboards, do they expect to succeed in the trick? Yes. Do they fall? Yes. And they expect to fall because it's part of the practice. It's part of the training. But they also expect, which is why they keep doing it. When you use a key in a lock, don't you expect the key to fit and to unlock the lock? When you flip a light switch, you expect the light to come on, or if you're flicking it the other way, you expect it to go off. That's why you flick it. You don't flick it and expect water to come out the faucet. There are all kinds of expectations to all of the activities that we engage in. But how aware are we of our expectations? Especially when Holmes said it increases the speed of. So to what degree am I expecting to go to Japan? And how is it increasing and speeding up said progress? Or am I expecting the counter and it's actually slowing the process? Are you familiar with the concept of M.C. Escher's hands drawing hands? takes us back to the idea of consciousness as us. There's only one thing happening here. God drawing itself as us. And there's another artist who was inspired by that. So he drew three hands, a hand drawing a hand, drawing a hand. It's all consciousness. The young girl in the Hall of Mirrors, many reflections of consciousness, showing various viewpoints of and aspects of. But what is the reality? Which one is the one? Watching a play, many people observing, but many receiving all kinds of different aspects of the story based upon their expectations. Breathe. Just like a person who becomes aware of their natural ability to sing, dance, paint, act, or to comfort others, they will do nothing with this innate talent until they actively accept it fully. In like manner, to actively embody and engage the Science of Mind and Spirit 4.0 is to be aware of who and what you are, as well as what this awareness then enables you to do by your being it. It is to be actively present and to engage the present moment with your full presence, so you can consciously represent the divine wherever you are and in whatever you are doing, because you are being it and it is being you. This week's affirmation, our declaration, I will say it first, and if it resonates with you, I invite you to repeat it with me the second time. I live in the present, and it is in this now moment that I navigate the power of life itself. Together. I live in the present, and it is in this now moment that I navigate the power of life itself. And so it is. This week's journal questions, or your Thursday night study group questions. Number 1, when do I tend to be more or less present during the day? When has regret, anxiety, grief, worry, or fear robbed me of time and of power? Number 3, what are things I tend to regret, feel anxiety about, grieve or worry about, or fear? And what can I do to heal these areas? Number 4, with what do I wish rather than work? And what do I avoid rather than act? Number 5, how much of myself have I accepted? What do I still resist accepting about myself? And do I know the reason why? And lastly, what does the evidence of my life demonstrate that I expect, even when I may think I expect something else? The evidence doesn't lie. Your other opportunity to engage in the practice Take 10 minutes to write as many things as stream of consciousness. Just write 10 minutes. How many things do you expect on an average day? Just write. Then once the 10 minutes is up, find someone to share your list with. Share with someone how many things you came up with, and share what you noticed as a result of your list. And breathe as we enter into that space of infinite awareness, simply allowing and recognizing and accepting the truth of our being. God is, I am. I think it, I speak it, I feel it, I act it. I and it are one. The law receives, the law acts. It's already done. There is power, there is presence, and I am it. And so it is. And so it is. As always, much love, appreciation, and blessings. Before you log off, be mindful that starting today, there is a closing song just to bask in and enjoy. So I invite you to stay and sing along. Enjoy. Love you.
Today's message is complete, something to believe, seed of truth that we can practice if we choose to receive. As we take the science of mind and spirit pour it over to every corner of the world where the healing needs to go. We know it's not a secret, can't block behind a door. It's the wisdom that we're living, and love is what we share it for. Now step into the world, be a healing, hopeful beacon. You're walking the path and offering to all who may be seeking. Know it, practice it, live it every day. That's how we heal the consciousness. We wash the ignorance away. Time to heal the world and make the vision come true. No more waiting for someone else to do what we can do. With gratitude, love, and a joy so deep, we have principles, practices, and promises we're all going to keep. Take the teaching out into the busy street, to every stranger and every soul you meet. Dedication to liberation is the key we hold. A story of freedom that's waiting to be told. Right where you are is holy ground. Feel into your rhythm and the sacred sound. You're an incarnation of the divine. You're holy, powerful, and good. And you are called to be that in the world and do what only you could. Know it, practice it, live it every day. That's how we heal the consciousness. We wash the ignorance away. Time to heal the world and make the vision come true. No more waiting for someone else to do what we can do. With gratitude, love, and a joy so deep, we have principles, practices, and promises we're all going to keep. Be the change that you want to see. Unlock the chains and set all life free. From the heart of the city to the jungles and open plains, breaking the cycles of oppression and its heavy chains. It's a revolution of the body, the mind, and the soul. Mending, making, and you are loved.